name is Brandon, and welcome to Audio Addiction. We have our good friends, and they can say their band name and what they do in the band.
Alrighty, we play for a band called A Patch of Blue. I'm Adam, and I play guitar in the band, and this is.
I'm Joseph. I play the bass.
Nice.
We have two other members in the band, but they're not here today just due to school conflicts and out-of-state conflicts. And their names Joseph and Edgar, and Joseph vocalist, other Joseph, and the other guitarist Edgar.
Okay, nice. So my first question is, how did you guys start out? How did the band form? Did you guys meet through mutual friends, Craigslist, whatever have you? Just let me know what's going on.
Alright, so both of us used to play in a band before called Dependence, and we toured, met a lot of people that way. And so once that project ended for us two, and the drummer that was in the band as well, Alton, we all kind of decided like we would continue playing together under a new name. But due to like just time constraints and our drummer at the time lives in Fresno and we live in Atwater, which is about like an hour and a half. It's kind of hard to get together just because we were kind of reorganizing our lives after being in another band for 2 years, and so we got back into school, got our jobs back, try to live a normal life again for a bit, and still trying to get together. And during that time, I was writing new music. Drummer got kind of busy and stuff, and so as of right now, we don't have a drummer. We do and we don't. It's in the middle, and then we ended up running into Joseph. We knew of his band, The Colossal Dream, at the time.
Yeah, I would write him on like I'd slide in his DMs, and we would just talk to each other. Like I had never met him, and I just knew he was from Stockton or Lodi area, and
he played in The Colossal Dream. And
yeah,
we know the drummer of that band because we toured with this other band called Wolf and Bear before, and so
yeah,
we knew who they were.
Yeah, I would talk to Joseph, and I was just like, dude, like your vocals are. I would tell him that I liked his vocals a lot, and I was like, you should like join our band. And he was just like, oh yeah, like I totally would. And then finally he was just like, you know what, like I'm down to be in your guys' band. So that's how we got Joseph as the vocalist. And then Edgar,
the other guitarist, we've known him since we were 5 years old. We go way back, and we've always kind of we've grown up together. He's a bit older than us, 2 years or 2 or 3 years, I can't remember. And around middle school, we all started like playing instruments, and he first started playing guitar, and I picked up the guitar as well, like in 5th grade. Yeah. And we kind of just like made little makeshift bands together. We would just play together, and that's how kind of we first started. And one of the first bands we ever started, he was, I believe, the drummer of that band. And things didn't work out for us and him just because he was busy with some other groups too. And so, throughout high school and a little bit of my college career, like we didn't really play with each other. We just kind of jam, and nothing until recently, about like a few months ago, then it got kind of serious. Like, do you want to jam with us? And he was like, all right, man, for sure, let's do it. So, yeah, that's how we all kind of got together.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. So my next question is, since you have been, in touring bands before this, what are some of your favorite venues that you like to play?
Let's see here. I'll start off by saying an older venue, not around anymore. Before I used to tour, Modesto Virtual was my go-to venue, and Modesto was one of my favorites. I have a lot of memories from there, just because like our previous 2 bands had played there before. I never got a chance to play there with Dependence. It had closed down by then. But the Virtual is like one of the staple venues that have a lot of bands in like Central California, and a lot of touring bands coming through have played there. I've seen, trying to think of some bands. It's been a while. Like I've seen a Plead for Purging there. The Bled, Let Live.
The Air I Breathe.
The Air I Breathe is a really good band that I've seen there that I've really liked. Waking the Cadaver played there a few times. one of those old, like, intense deathcore bands.
I can't really remember any venues on tour.
Yeah, Frankie's in Ohio.
Frankie's. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a pretty cool place.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool place to play at. I really liked it. It's good sound, good people. Another good place that we played at was, I can't remember specifically what the venue was called anymore, but it was in Minnesota, and it was in a basement. And I'd say basement shows rule. They're really energetic, and they're really fun. The only part I don't like of basement shows is carrying down the equipment from carrying, like, a 610 Ampeg bass cab is a really big hassle. Trying to think of some other venues. One that we played at a lot was a local one too in Fresno. It's called the CYC. That was a really good venue. It recently just closed down though too. Kind of sad just because this CYC was like a big staple in Fresno. A lot of bands would play through there. A lot of DIY bands. Definitely a lot of touring bands would go through there too. I've seen Defeater, 100th,
Nice.
Rotting Out. Some bigger bands have rolled through there, and it's kind of a shame to see it kind of go. It just takes away from the town of Fresno. Definitely DIY scene, that suffers the most. But there's a new venue that's come up. It's called Dynamite Vinyl, and so that one seems to be gaining momentum too. So
Nice.
have yet to play there. Probably will eventually once we get our live stuff going.
Nice. All right, so guys, my next question is, what are some of your musical influences?
For me, I would say like I got a lot of classical music. I grew up playing, started playing in like clarinet in 5th grade, and I still play the clarinet. So I'm classically, I guess, trained. So there's a lot of influences from that. I like a lot of jazz music too. Bill Evans is pretty good. Coltrane, really good. Gillespie, like among others. I like listening to them. Stuff's really good. Rock wise, I would say probably like one of the first like post-hardcore emo bands that I really liked would have to be like Thursday.
Nice.
Their Full Collapse album, big inspiration to me. I love that band. Another one of my favorites would be like Further Seems Forever, The Moon Is Down. Some like newer stuff like A Hope for Home is like influences me quite a bit. Really into this like screamo melodic hardcore band called Departure from the UK. They're one of my favorites. Trying to think who else I really like. Dance Gavin Dance is an album. Probably like in high school, late middle school, that really was a big influence in my life. That like 3 bands I could name is like Under Oath for sure.
Nice.
DGD, their EPs, one of my favorites, and My Chemical Romance. That's like staple. I was like 7th, 8th grade when 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge like came out.
Oh, nice.
That was like one of my favorite albums that the other Charles Edgar introduced me to at the time. And so
Yeah, everyone knows for me for wearing capsize all the time. I just wear capsize all the time. But I like Thursday, MC, pretty much everything that he named. But like on my off time when I'm not listening to that, I usually listen to J-pop like all the time. Like I can't
80s
like
J-pop.
80s J-pop or J-funk, kind of like Keiko and Megumi Hayashibara and all these other artists. That's all I listen to really.
The music's pretty groovy. We don't know what they say, but like
Yeah, I don't know.
and it's melodic and it has a nice like singing like melody to it. It just I don't know.
This makes me happy.
Yeah, it feels like happy times when I listen to
Happy
it. So,
music, yeah, of course.
yeah, it's just it just sounds positive, and so I like listening to that kind of stuff.
I know, like the only one I'm not very familiar with the whole J-pop stuff, but the only one that I can think of like off the top of my head was, I know they're not really J-pop, but they have J-pop influences, Baby Metal, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking of. But I know like they do that cool fusion of like metal and like J-pop together, kind of a thing.
They sound pretty cool.
I have one song of theirs. I forget what it's called, but at the beginning they're like say yeah, say yeah. They like do that in the beginning of the song.
Yeah, I
And
think
it just sounds
I think it's karate or something.
yeah, that one
Yeah.
karate.
But
Like Their music's cool. It's catchy. Like I like it. I have no complaints over it. I know a lot of people hate on it, but I mean, it's creative. It's different. I mean,
Yeah,
they're,
cause
Hey,
like
and
cause originally I didn't like them either, but
they're
like over time I just listened to it and it kind of grew on me. So I would
yeah.
say,
Like I said, it's heavy music with like Japanese type like J-pop
yeah,
vocals.
singing.
Yeah, it's just a blend of
it just works.
yeah. Another artist I can say that I really like is Yvette Young,
Yes.
Covet. I like her as a guitarist. The band's really good. She's an inspiration. She's really dang good. Um, I'd like to meet her one day. She's local to us. Not that local. She's like 2 hours away from us, I believe. And so I'd have to catch one of her shows one of these days.
It's funny you mentioned that because I had her on in an interview like about a couple months ago, but she's great. She's super nice. Like
No, yeah, yeah. She
everything.
seems like oh,
Oh,
go on. Sorry.
no, go finish what you said.
She seems a really down to earth person in her videos and stuff, and she just seems really sweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
and she's played a president I think a few times before too, and I've always had to work those nights too. And so
Like our friend Alton, the drum, he would go. He would be like, I met her. She's so nice. I'm like, yes, dang it, Alton.
like we have to work. We work at Super Target here in our town, so
Ooh,
we're both cashiers there, and so it's kind of hard to get
that's
days
rough.
off.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to do it like ways ahead of time, and if I find out like a week before, it's like that's too late. And I always close, and no one ever wants to trade me shifts because no one wants to do closing shifts. They actually called me to come in today. I
Oh
was like,
man.
that's my day off. I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah. That's how I mean that's how it is with this too cuz like until this like gets larger, I still have to work part-time. So I know the feeling of like you have
Yeah,
to when you want to ask off for a show, you're like my friends will be like, "Oh, yeah, come out to this show in Philly." And I'm like, "I'm closing. I
we're
can't do
trying to get
that."
a show tomorrow. It's we haven't been in one in a while. A big one. It's Hotel Books, Convictions, and
Oh, nice. Yeah. I saw
I
that
think
tour.
Seeker. Those are all in vogue bands, and um, we know Cam pretty good, and so we're gonna from Hotel Books. We kind of wanted to go say what's up to him. We haven't seen him in a while.
I know Dayseeker rocks too. I love their stuff. So,
They're pretty cool guys too.
but anyway, we'll move on to the next question. What are some bands that you've been jamming more recently?
Um,
Capsize.
we
Capsize.
just recently got a few new albums. Whenever I get a chance, I'll buy some vinyl and stuff. And so some of the some albums we jammed a lot is this new Capsize album that just came out.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've been listening to that, and then we just bought the MCR.
I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love on vinyl, that
Ooh,
reissue. And so
We've been
nice.
listening to
we've
that
been
a
listening
lot.
to that a lot. Early Sunsets Over Monroeville is a pretty dang good song. um, Departures recently came out with a new album too. Death Touches Us from the Moment We Begin to Love, and so I imported that from the UK, and pretty good album too. I really like it. Moose Bloods, that I think the
Yeah,
new, I
that's
think it's called,
great.
think
It's
of the album.
plush.
Yeah, that album's pretty dang cool. I like it. What is another one?
No, I've been listening to Until We're a Ghost, Detach
Oh,
Me.
nice. Yeah, they're
I've been
great.
really into them a lot. So
I'm trying to think of another. Modern Baseball, their Holy Ghosts. Is that one of the newer ones?
yeah, we've been listening to the one that has your graduation on it.
Okay, then I guess that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like modern baseball, but it's like only two songs. It's like your graduation, and I can't think of what the
It's
first
the first song. It's like, look it up. I can't remember.
something talk. If I could be wrong.
What's another album?
Just that Capsize Until We're a Ghost. I've been listening to some Conveyor too, but and I've been listening to I don't know if you heard it's by Tronic. He did the Justin Bieber remix of it. So he got a song. Made it into like an '80s style song.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
80s style, and it's interesting. It's better than the original for sure.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's what it is. I've been hooked on that. Like every time I go to work and every time I get out of work, that's like the song that I listen to. And like everyone is annoyed with it because they're like, Joseph, you always play that song.
Freaking annoying.
It's freaking annoying. I'm like, it's a great song. You don't get it. Like, and then I heard the real version. I'm like, nah. Like I like the better.
Oh man, that's great.
What have you been listening to?
I've actually been listening to Artifex Pareo's new album Passengers. They're
Oh,
kind of like experimental rock,
yeah, I
like
saw the
post-hardcore.
music video for that. They use like a drone, right?
Yeah, they use drones for like all of their tracks for like all of that the entire album, but like
Yeah,
so
I've listened
good.
to one of their songs.
It's so good. Like the album, like I've been following them for like a super long time, but I can say without a doubt it's like my album of the year.
Yeah, they're probably similar to like I think a Hope for Home kind of style. They're like alternative experimental rock
I'll have
or
to
like
check them out then.
motion, kind of
I'll,
like that.
I'll have to check
They're
them
on.
out then.
I think they're on Face Down, so just type
Nice.
those in, check my
I
out.
know also, well, we have these here, but I've also been listening to that A Day to Remember's new album and
Okay,
Issues. So,
issues. Okay, for sure.
but I just listen to a variety of different things. Chan's another one on my list of things I listen to like pretty much weekly. Um, Trying to think what else. Moose Blood, their new album's pretty good, and I think that's pretty much it. Honestly, MCR a lot too because they've been coming
I've
back.
seen Touche's new album.
Oh, Touche,
Touche,
yeah, Touche, yeah,
yeah.
right.
I listened to one of their songs. I think it was called Let me see. I posted it recently and I can't remember.
Is it with
Um,
Julian Baker?
no, I think it's just like I think it's one of their singles.
Okay.
Uh, Displacement is what it's called.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, their
So,
stuff's good. I'm psyched for their new record too.
yeah, yeah. I really I was listening to it and I was like, damn, it's pretty fire.
All right, guys. So my next question is, this one's a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
It'd probably be my Chemical Romance song.
Yeah.
I would probably go. Um, Damn, I always forget the names now. It's been too long.
I do drowning lessons.
Ooh, nice. Okay, I can get down with
That,
that.
yeah, that's the one I like.
It's not a fascist statement. It's a death wish. That would be the cover I would do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like both of those choices a lot.
Yeah, drowning lessons is my favorite one.
So I would do that song, and I would do Thursday Understanding in a Car Crash
Ooh,
cover.
nice. Okay, another solid choice.
That would cover.
Nice, nice. So guys, my next question is, what is your favorite food to eat?
Hmm.
We are Mexican Hispanic descent. I would pick menudo. It would be my favorite food to eat. I don't know if you ever had that before.
It sounds familiar. I cook a lot, so I'm trying to think if I can remember it.
It's
Uh,
like kind of cow's stomach with like corn,
Like these big
oh,
old.
okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
but like
Okay.
oregano, onion, and cilantro in it with like a corn tortilla. That
I'm
is
trying to think what my favorite food is.
that, or like a Whopper from Burger King.
Yeah, I would say a Whopper from Burger King. We always like getting Whoppers for some reason.
Oh man, that's great. That's a good.
That is, yeah, that is like probably my like my saving grace food right
It's like-
there. It's just
like
like
My soul food.
yeah, my happy food
My
right
happy
there. If
food.
I'm in a bad mood, I'm
Eat a
like,
Whopper.
Let's go get a Whopper.
Go get a Whopper, yeah.
Yep, from our local Burger King down the street.
No, I'm more of a. I like sandwiches too. Like you give me a good sandwich, like club sandwiches. It don't matter from where. If there's a club sandwich, I will always get it.
That and a root beer.
And root beer, club sandwiches and root beer.
Ooh, there you go. I like that choice.
If you ever come to California, there's a chain called Eric's Deli Cafe. And they're only in the Bay Area too. There's not even like the nearest one is like 2 hours from where I live in Pleasanton, Livermore, and like San Jose, that area. They have a sandwich called the Pilgrim's Progress. It has like turkey, onion, sprouts, avocado, and Eric's, I think, secret goo sauce is what they call it.
Yeah. It's,
And it's like the best sandwich I've ever eaten, and I love it. I
Damn.
remember I took my old guitarist of Dependence with us to Eric's, and he just loved it. He was like, Adam, we should buy like another sandwich for the go. I was like, they're like $9, man.
I know, cause I've been out. I've been out to California. I went out actually last spring for spring break with my good friend of a long time. But we went to San Francisco and Los Angeles. But
Okay.
San Francisco is great because we went to that Mission District, and I love burritos, like tacos, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And dear God, I will never have a better burrito in my entire life. ever again. Like every time I eat a burrito, I get kind of sad because I'm like, damn, I can't get a nice burrito.
There's a lot of chains over
You,
there.
you
Like,
missed the middle, Central Valley. You should come here. You'll probably
Ooh,
have
okay.
even some bomb burritos, man.
yeah, some taco trucks out in the.
So we're like 5 hours away from LA and about 2.5 from San Francisco. Like
Okay.
where we live right now, and hands down, you'll probably have like one of the best burritos here in my town.
Nice. All right, I'll have to come out and visit you guys and get some dope
Message me.
burritos.
You can sit in my house. I don't even care.
But yeah, I'm like a huge fan of that. Also, I had In-N-Out Burger, which is crazy good too. So
I actually have a funny story about that. Chase Hewlin, for some reason, when he had In and Out, he just could not stop throwing up.
Like, he has like a weak stomach for like, I don't know what it was.
He was so excited to try it, and then when he did, he was like, "It was okay. I don't really care for it. I threw up." And I remember,
man.
he ate a burger from like a gas station in like I think Idaho, and I remember he was like, "Hey dude, pull over. I'm gonna throw up." And then we're like, "Yeah, we're not pulling over," because we thought he was kidding. And then for some reason he's like, "I'm gonna throw up," and then you're like, "Here, throw up in this." And we gave him like a little Starbucks cup.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Dude, I'm gonna hella fill this up." And out of nowhere, he just puts his head out the window. He's like, ah! He throws up, and you see it like splat on the side of the van.
Oh.
Me and our other guitarist at the time, Levi, and Levi's like, ah! When we like flung our bodies to the side of the van because it was like we had the windows open too, and so it was so bad. And I was like,
Yeah,
I think you should stop eating hamburgers altogether.
Everything upset his stomach. No, once we got to the Midwest though, like burgers were okay. He's just like, oh, it doesn't upset my stomach. It's just like your guys' food.
Which one? What was the restaurant called that he liked?
Steak and Shake.
Yeah, Steak and Shake.
Yeah, that guy can eat Steak and Shake all the time. And then he
One
tried
In-N-Out
In-N-Out
burger
once,
poisoned him.
poisoned him. He's just like, I can't do it. This is something about your guys' food. It's like way too greasy or something. And we're just got like a weak stomach, dude. It was so funny. I miss that guy.
Oh man, that's terrible though. That sucks. But hey, that's what happens.
Yeah.
My next question is, if you guys could play another musical instrument, what would it be and why?
I always wanted to play the French horn. I don't know why. Because I was a woodwind. I played the clarinet as well. It was a woodwind instrument, so it's just like I just want to play a brass instrument, because that's because I could play piano, I could play the clarinet, the bass, but I was like I don't know how to play any brass instrument. So I think that'd be the reason why. Is I don't know how to play a brass instrument, and I just want the French horn was the one that it's like obscure. Like you don't really see, there's tons of trumpets, there's tons of trombones, there's euphoniums, but there's never a French horn. So I think I would choose a French horn because it's not as common.
Dope. I like that.
Me, I don't know. I was thinking maybe like a tuba, because in marching band I used to march bass clarinet, and I always thought that was cool. But I feel like marching a giant like sousaphone would have been pretty cool too.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, it always seemed kind of, I give props to everyone who plays a marching sousaphone because those things are not light. And I put one on me one time and like I almost fell back and lost my balance. Like it was very hard to work with, at least for me. And well, like I was more scrawny than I am now, and so I feel like that would be an instrument for sure that I'd like to play. Another one would be I play a little bit of the piano. I can tell you the notes and stuff, but to actually use both my right and my left hand and play like a piece would be something I would definitely like to strive for. Just because I don't know, the piano is just a beautiful instrument, man.
Totally.
It sounds nice. It's you can get any mood out of it. Happy piece, really sad pieces come through out of it. It's just piano is really expressive.
Yeah, it's an emotional instrument.
That and violin or viola, the very emotional instruments for sure.
Nice. So my next question is, I don't know how big of a video game fans you guys are, but my next question is, if you could be a video game character, who would it be?
I already know his.
I'd be from Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Nice. I like that choice a lot.
Or no, I either be Riku or I'd be Roxas or Axel.
Oh, okay. I can dig that.
But I think I'd lean more towards I think that I'd be Riku just because I just would be a heartless. Sure.
Me, I really love Resident Evil, and my favorite character is Jill Valentine, so I would like to be Jill Valentine.
Nice, nice.
Um,
I'm not into that whole like scary game thing. I'm like the biggest baby you'll ever meet. So
Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3. That game's not that scary.
okay,
Okay, well, like when Nemesis tries to fight you in it, and like you're hiding from him, that part's kind of scary.
You have no idea, dude. We own every single Sega console.
Yeah.
So.
nice.
I like a lot of
We
Sega.
collect Dreamcast stuff.
That's my go-to console right there.
Sega Dreamcast.
I'm like the opposite of you. I collect 64 Nintendo 64. I'm like on that. Nintendo is like my thing.
We're missing the 64. We have everything else and the Wii U. We don't have the Wii U or the 64.
Yeah, I
But
have,
eventually 64.
I don't have the older two, so I don't have the Super Nintendo and the NES yet. But I'm gonna get them.
I think of another character I'd like to be.
I need to be Kyrie.
Or Leon from Resident Evil 4 would be kind of cool too, I guess. That I feel like playing it as him in that game, like in real life, I guess would be kind of fun.
What other character would I be? I really like Kingdom Hearts.
Persona. I'd be like in a Persona game somehow. I would be any character. I don't care who.
No, okay. Do you like Digimon?
I'm a Pokemon guy, so
My guy?
yeah.
Well, there's a Digimon game that came out for the PS4.
Cyber Sleuth Story.
Yeah, Cyber Sleuth Story. I would be a cyber like I guess it's like a detective, but I'd be a cyber sleuth. So it's just like a like pretty much
The
come in and
Digiworld.
out. Yeah, go to the Digiworld and come out of the internet and train Digimon. I don't know. I think Digimon's a lot harder than Pokemon, but
I think
I
it's
like
a
a-
divide. It's a divide for sure. I'm not saying I hate Digimon. There are people that are like, yeah, I hate Digimon. I don't hate Digimon, but
I'm ready for Sun and Moon, dude.
hell
No,
yeah.
I got you. I love
Okay.
Pokemon.
There we go.
We play the TCG game.
But guys, my next question is, in your opinion, who puts on a great live show, and what has been your favorite show that you've ever been to?
I say the Chariot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. The Chariot puts on a pretty good live show from when I see them.
They're nuts, dude. They're crazy.
We saw them at Scream the Prayer when that tour was still
Ooh.
around a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think they were like the second to last band. I think it was Haste Today was headlining that year,
Ooh,
and the
that's,
Chariot.
that's a
before.
dope lineup. Damn.
And the Chariot was freaking crazy.
Yeah, I was just like, what the heck? At first, I remember like I wasn't staring at the stage. I was like, and I turn around and I see like the guitar's like throwing his guitar in the air and crap. I'm like, what's happening? Like, how are these? Like, I'm like, well, this is nuts.
They put up a pretty good show.
I like For Today. They were pretty sick too.
Yeah,
when
For
I-
Today put a pretty good show on too. I think. I don't know about now. Like from what I remember, like a few years back when that song Devastator just came out. I forget what the album's called.
But Portraits, the album Portraits.
Yeah, the album
Portraits.
from
Okay.
that, like it was pretty sick. I'm trying to think of another band. I think My Children, My Bride.
Nice. Okay.
I think they used to put on a pretty good show that I liked. The Red Chord. I don't know if they're still around anymore, but they were
So,
pretty
yeah.
cool to watch play. They were really entertaining for sure.
Chelsea Graham was pretty nuts too.
Yeah, Chelsea Grin when their first EP just come out and they were like touring on it. We saw them. And they got pretty into it with the whole like the whole when they like moved up and down and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, and everyone's like hardcore dancing pretty crazily and whatnot. I'm trying to think of another band. I know there's one at the tip of my tongue and I just can't think of it right now.
No, Remo Drive puts on a good show.
Nice.
Oh yeah, actually they're the local band from Minnesota. They put on a good show too. They're very energetic.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm like, man, I wish they got the moves.
They got the stage presence down for sure.
Yeah, they got the moves.
Nice.
I definitely I need to take some lessons from
Pointers from
Pointers.
Just
Pretty good.
message them and be like,
Pointers from the brother.
need help with stage presence.
Like, Steven, teach me how to Dougie.
My next question is, I know you just kind of started out as a band, but what has been some of your most memorable moments so far?
Hanging out with Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. Hanging out with Joseph for sure.
He's a pretty funny dude.
It was like an internet blind date. Like, I met him online. We met for the first time. It was kind of like that. Like,
And we hit it off smoothly.
yeah, like I had seen him at shows before, but I like never really talked to him, and like he didn't really, like we'd just be like, I'd be like, oh hey,
Yeah,
he'd be
what's
like,
up? Yeah.
yeah, and that was it. And then like, but then we became like good friends online, and then it's just I went to go pick him up from Lodi. I drove all the way down there to go get him, and it was kind of like it was kind of like meeting like someone for the first time. I was standing out my car, and he just walks out, and I'm like, oh hey Joseph, and he's like, hey what's up man, and I was like, you ready to go? And he's just like, yeah, and then, yeah, just hanging out with him has been pretty memorable, and then we just released the song. And stuff, so that's been pretty memorable too. Like we've gotten a lot of good responses, so I mean that's something I'll definitely remember. Makes me happy that people.
He's a go-getter too, which I like.
Yeah, he's really yeah. I don't know, just pretty much be hanging out with Joseph and just being in this band like every day has been pretty memorable. Like good responses from everyone, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean that's how this whole interaction happened. Like he got it going and stuff. But like I had like he said, oh, he's like, oh, you messaged. I mean, you did an interview with Yvette, and I was like, can we do something? Well, I actually messaged his old band, The Colossal Dream. And I
Yeah,
was like, yo, let's set something up. And I like this was probably like 2 or 3 weeks after I messaged him, and like I didn't hear anything, so I was just like, oh, maybe they just saw it and didn't want to message me. And then so I get a message like again like 2 or 3 weeks after, and then he's like, oh dude, sorry, like somebody saw this but nobody got back to you, like I'm in another band now, and like you should message them, and then like I'll get something started and stuff. So that was cool in that sense. But yeah, totally, he's very much a go-getter. But he was like, oh yeah, you did an interview with Yvette, like I'd love to be on, that'd be crazy. So
Yeah, that's what I like about Joseph. He's he's a very sociable person for sure.
yeah, definitely.
Charismatic.
Yes,
Like I said,
he's charming.
He's charming. He knows how to open really good and close when meeting people, and so that's something at least I struggle on. At least I'm a pretty shy person in person, and so and even online, I keep a pretty low profile online. I rarely post things, and if I do, it's usually a share of like a video or something. I usually do not post
Yeah, because we tell Joseph, I'm like, hey Joseph, you're gonna write like every Facebook, like like you're gonna be the one to like post things on Facebook because
keep track of the Facebook because he knows what to write and how to like address
how
it.
to write it, yeah.
Yeah, better than what I could do. Even in my previous bands, I was never the guy to run anything like that. I was not good with that.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, Adam, write a status. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I was like, I just feel awkward trying to write this, like anything. So, yeah, Joseph's really good about that. So, and that's perfect. That is a definite skill that every member in a band should have, or at least one person should have.
Talking to people.
Yeah, and just be all out humble, which he is too. So, definitely.
I think that also goes along with how this runs too. Like I consider myself a not very like I'm like a very reserved person. I wouldn't say shy. I mean, I am at some points, but I would say I'm more reserved, more or less. But yeah, like whenever I try to post stuff on Facebook, because like I pretty much run it all. Like I had to like think of stuff to like.
It takes like hours, not hours, but like a few solid good moments of thinking. You're like, what do I need to write to make this?
You're gonna have to hit delete a couple times and retype it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you'll hit backspace like at least 3 times, and you'll be like, ah, this sound good. How can I fix that? Yeah. So, but I'm getting better though. So trying to break out. This helps a lot too, for sure.
Practice doesn't make you perfect; it makes you better.
Exactly. My next question is also a fun one. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Let's see here.
Does it have to be like? Can it be anime?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're really big into anime. I wouldn't classify us as weeaboos, even though I have been called that before. But I'm very interested in Japanese culture. I do like it a lot. But like I said, I'm not to the point where like I run like Naruto to class and stuff like that. Like I've seen other people. I find that kind of interesting. Like in high school, well, I went through my phase. In middle school, I was really into anime, and like it was known. And then I got to high school, and then I was like, anime's dumb. Why did I ever like it? Blah blah blah. And I like pushed it aside. And then like senior year, I was like, you know what? I've always loved anime. Why did I deny these feelings for anime? Try to fit in, and I was like, screw that. And so I was like, I love anime, and I don't hide it anymore. So You know, even at our local college, I would play freaking Yu-Gi-Oh in the cafeteria in front of everybody,
Nice.
and people are so ashamed of it. But I was like, I mean, like, this is what you guys love. This is your hobby. Why be ashamed of it for? I mean, there's no point of that. And that goes for anything. Why be ashamed if you know if you are who you are?
Exactly.
Be proud of it.
I would say Yu Yu Hakusho is my
Nice.
favorite.
Okay.
Childhood Toonami cartoon, yeah. Yu Yu Hakusho. That would probably have to go for me too, just for nostalgic reasons. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably my favorite.
But if we're gonna choose like an American TV, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay. I can get down with
That's like the TV show I go to. Like if I want to watch like show with real people, It's Always Sunny in Philly. And my favorite movie would be Wedding Crashers.
Nice. Okay.
I watch it like once a week.
Mine would be my favorite TV show. Well, I'll go like favorite nostalgic anime would be like Yu Yu Hakusho. Like current animes that I really like that are kind of old is like, or I'll just go franchises like Video Girl Eye, Lacrosse. What's some of the other new ones that I've seen? Initial D. I really like the racing anime. It's pretty fun to watch. And then like something I'm watching now that's anime. It's called ReZero. So, if anyone watching this video likes anime, comment on it for some new anime suggestions too. But yeah, and if no one's seen ReZero, viewers, check it out. It's a good show.
There you go.
It's on Crunchyroll. Yeah, sponsored by Crunchyroll to say that.
Yeah, sponsored.
I want to say like live action, or just like American like TV show. I'd have to say my friend Levi got me into this. Tim and Eric, awesome
Nice.
show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Solid.
I think it's pretty dang funny and it's clever and it's
It's
stupid
weird.
and it's weird.
It's really weird.
That's what makes the show funny to me. I like it.
I'd say South Park is another
South
one.
Park, yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty good. The Walking Dead would probably be like the only like one I actually like keeping up with. Oh, Narcos.
Narcos,
That's one
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty freaking good. Favorite movie? Can't Buy Me Love
Nice.
with Patrick Dempsey. I think is his name.
Yes, you're correct.
I've always liked that movie. It sits right with me. That movie and maybe The Karate Kid.
And Wedding Crashers. You like Wedding?
And
I like The Wedding Singer. Wedding Singer. I mean, I like all those movies. It's hard to pick a favorite movie, but like, if there was like an ideal movie that I could watch a lot and not get tired of, it would be like Can't Buy Me Love.
There you go.
It's just a classic love story between, you know, a nerd kind of guy.
Something
and
we would
some
write about.
cheerleader.
Something we pretty much.
Unrequited love.
I mean, that's how it is, you know. But I'm trying to think if I watch a lot of. I don't watch a lot of anime. Dan, our resident weeaboo, watches a lot of anime. But he also like streams, he games and stuff. But I'm trying to think what he's watched recently. He's posted a lot of stuff. But actually, one band that I interviewed like a while back, Andy and Clarity, they're an awesome band. But he's from Ireland, and he moved to Japan because he loves Japan's culture. So he teaches ESL in Japan now, and this week is like the big week for like video games and stuff. So he's like he's at
TGS
like
being a lot of yeah.
yep. So he's out there like doing stuff, and he's like, dude, should be out here. He's like, I played the new Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or whatever,
Uh,
and I was like, ooh, that looks dope. I was like, I saw a little bit of a trailer for it, but still looking for Kingdom Hearts 3. But that's gonna be
PS3.
like what, 2 years from now or something. They keep pushing it back.
Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy, I think it
It
was
was
Versus
Versus
13 at the
13
time. It was like 2006. We're like, we have to buy a PS3 because those two games are coming on the PS3 and we have to get it. And it never happened. And like, I mean, I like the PS3. There's a lot of good games for it, regardless of those two never coming out. But
So we bought the PS4.
fingers crossed, this is, the console generation that they release on. But a part of me wants to believe they're going to be extremely good, but also a part of me is like, they've taken too long. There's so much hype on it, they could be a bust. But
Yeah.
hopefully that's not the case. We'll see.
I mean,
I love-
it looked pretty good. I'm stoked. I'm not even like, honestly, I don't have, like I said, I don't have PlayStation, but like I remember playing Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2 as a kid, like with one of my best friends. So like,
You're gonna have
that's
to get a PlayStation, man.
nostalgic to me. Huh?
You're gonna have to get a PlayStation then for 3. The
Uh,
slim, it'll be like $300.
ooh, okay. I might have to now. Just for that game alone. Just for Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final
That's a great.
Fantasy.
I think it's gonna be PS4 exclusive.
Ah,
Yeah, I think so.
it is, I think.
Not
You're right.
Fantasy, but I'm pretty sure the thing Kingdom Hearts 3. I think might be.
I'm not sure.
Man. But anyway, my last thing is, speaking about games, what's your favorite video game?
Kingdom Hearts.
Which one though?
I like 2 better,
2?
and I also 358 days over 2 for the DS.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I like those 2 Kingdom Hearts games a lot, and the third one's Birth by Sleep, which was a pretty cool one.
My favorite game would have to be Resident Evil 3 on the Dreamcast. Um, Fallout 3 for the PS3.
Fallout's good too.
Fallout's one of my favorite games.
It was like the first game we bought for the PS3.
Yeah. I'm really big. I recently got into Persona,
Nice.
so I started Persona 3, and I have that for my Vita, and that has to be one of my favorite like grinding dungeon crawler type games that I really like.
Have you played any Tales series like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Xillia? I've been playing those.
Oh, hold on, Bloodborne.
Ooh, nice.
No, Dahak.
Dahak's really good too. The old Dahak game.
Yeah, Dahak GU Volume 1, 2, and 3. Hands down, those are the grindiest games I've ever played.
PS2.
For PS2, my life was like dedicated to those games for like one summer. It was a fun game. I need to Bandai Namco, if you're watching this, then you need to make another Dahak game for the PS4. That's something.
Some Dahak game.
Yeah, a good one, not like a fighting game.
Ooh, okay. Nice. And my last thing is, just tell them about your band, where they can find you at on social media, stuff like that, as well as anything you got. Like you said, you have a new song that you released. So basically, the time is yours to talk about your band.
You can find us on www.facebook.com/
A Patch of Blue Music.
A Patch of Blue Music, I think, is our link. I can send you that link so you can put it in the description, just make sure it's right. We don't use Tumblr or anything like that. I think we have an Instagram.
Yeah, it's a Patch of Blue Music.
Patch of Blue Music on Instagram.
Okay.
And I think we have Bandcamp too, and that's going to be linked on the Facebook page too. We have a merch idea that's, I think, not on pre-order, but
Yeah, it's on pre-order. No, not yet.
Not yet. It's like happening soon. We got to find someone to print the shirts for us before we can like officially put it for pre-order, because we don't want to pre-order and not have someone to make the shirts yet. There's that. We probably have another shirt coming soon, and I've already pre-written, recorded 3 songs, and only one of them is out. So there's 2 other ones that are complete but need work and need vocals. And so if I'm feeling a little squirrely sometime throughout the month, I might, put it out online, a little sneak preview for people to hear.
I know. Well, we have one song out on YouTube. It's being like viewed on Dreambound.
Oh yeah, that's another place to find the song.
Dreambound. Yep.
Yeah. So you could listen to our song. It's what's called "Forgetting is Difficult, Remembering is Worse." That's what the song's called. So if you go on Dreambound, it's there to listen to. So we've been trying to we've been sharing that video a lot because we want to get like 10,000 views.
Yeah, some more higher views so people can hear it. But plans for the rest of this year is kind of like just finish, getting the 3 songs down, finding a stable drummer for sure, so we can start playing live shows.
Get Joseph back to California.
What's another long-term goal here? Try to get at least some professional recordings done, at least by the end of this year, or if not, the beginning of January, when I'm still out of school,
and
maybe shoot a music video or something along the lines. Like I said, we still have connections from our previous band, so we're still in contact with those people, and so we just got to hit them up and set dates and do all the planning and financing and budgeting that goes along with all that stuff and saving up money for it.
Do you do all the recordings, like the demos and sort of stuff, at your house just by yourself?
So the laptop that's video recording is on is what I use to
We actually use GarageBand.
Yeah,
Nice.
surprisingly, I use GarageBand. I use Logic and GarageBand. The reason I use GarageBand now is, so I bought Logic for my iMac, but I have yet to buy it for this computer.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. It's pretty affordable. Um, and so, because I have it on a disc for the older computer, and my computer now does not have a disk drive anymore, and I can separately, but I might as well just buy the new incarnation of it and download it to the computer. But for right now, I'm just using GarageBand. I loaded impulse responses and cab simulators onto this Mac that work pretty good. I've recorded old demos on Logic with it on my old computer, and so
because in Dependence, we would record all of our ideas on GarageBand, and there's like a lot of the settings that we would use. We still use them today, so like
similar sound from the old band.
yeah.
The Dependence, where you hear the newer stuff, sound guitar wise, it'll be a little similar, but like I said, I'm not trying to break away from that Dependence sound. Well, because I wrote some of the songs on that album with the other guitarists, and so like this band will be similar in that case, but we're gonna try to make some newer, fresher sounding songs that are gonna be a little bit different for sure. So
cool.
That goes with just practicing and writing more material. So like I said, there's 3 songs already pre-written, and we're trying to work on another 3, just to see which ones we like or not and pick them out and release them. But yeah, so recordings, music video, and some merch stuff coming out in the future.
Nice. So
Have you seen the shirt?
what were you gonna
The
say?
idea. Have you seen the idea that we have? It has like Yvette Young on it, and it says, "My soul is full of anime."
girls. Yeah.
On
It has a spin-off of a Slaves music
Slaves-
video.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
It's like because I was like, what? Because Joseph
Johnny
was,
Craig's in that band, right? Or did he get kicked out?
I
No,
don't know.
he's in that band.
Okay.
I have a funny Johnny Craig story.
We have a funny story. I have a funny story about Johnny Craig too, but it's basically like our running joke is that we don't say his name, even though I just blew it and I said it. We just constantly like make tiny jokes about him, and last week, no, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about JC in the episode, and Dan said his name, and we all like flipped out like in the video because like we like per week we have like a thing where he's not technically in like what we say per episode, but he's in there somehow. We like manage to like add him into the episode, and he said his name, and we like all flipped out. It was hilarious. So you'll have to go check that out.
Our Johnny Craig story is this goes back to Modesto Virtual. The venue was funny. It was Pierce the Veil, Emerosa,
Nice.
and Breathe Carolina.
4-letter line.
Oh no, 4-letter line, not 4 Year Strong. And Johnny Craig had just finished playing with Emerosa, and I always remember it because he was like leaning up against the merch table like this, and he was just like talking to people. And our friend at the time, I won't say her name, she was like really like Johnny Craig and went up to him and said, "Do you have freckles on your dick?" And I don't remember what his response was, but like I heard her say that, and I was like, "What?" And it was like so awkward. I was like, "Why would you ask him that?" I was like, "Ak, don't even." And then I actually have another funny story about this person.
My God.
It involved Jeffree Star.
Oh man, yeah.
They got into an argument with Jeffree Star, and there's a video of it too. I have to find it. And they're arguing about something, my friend and Jeffree Star. I don't know what it was about. And then she like turns away and walks off, and all you see is Jeffree Star have a cup of water, throw it on her, and then like donkey kick her from the back, and she like flies forward like onto the floor. And like my friend recorded her. It was really funny. I was like, man, you seem to pick a fight with a lot of people in bands.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah, this is like high school days. I was like, this person was funny.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
are our
with that being
Star stories.
JC story time. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for being on definitely go check out A Patch of Blue. A bunch of rad dudes, especially if you like Dependence. I had no idea you guys were in Dependence, and I like Dependence a lot, so I'm super stoked for that.
First album, we were both on that first album, dude.
Nice.
Holding on.
Yep.
So if you like any of those songs,
I dug that. I dug the hell out of that. So that's crazy. That blew my mind just now. But anyway, go check them out. Go show them some love. Go follow them on Facebook. All that other stuff. Be on the lookout for new music.
It's been a pleasure. We'll keep in touch.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.
yeah.
Peace.
So did you like the video? Then make sure you subscribe to Audio Addiction's channel by hitting that button right over there. Subscribe to our channel helps you stay up to speed on all of our latest content. Speaking of latest content, you can check out a recent episode from our live weekly show right down there, as well as a recent album review right over there. And you can check us out on social media right over there. So what are you waiting for? Let's talk music.